What's up YouTube? It's me, Jess, and I'm an opera singer. Today's video is going to be a performance analysis on Homefree singing Helplessly Hoping. Let's go.
Helplessly hoping her harlequin hovers nearby, awaiting a word, gasping at glimpses of gentle true spirit. He runs, wishing he could fly, only to trip at the sound of goodbye.
That was so good. Yes, chance. Finally, I can talk about chance, and I know that it's chance singing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my previous videos. But chance, come through. When I first heard Chance's voice, I said to myself, like in my head, I was like, man, his voice would sound so good with a little bit of grit in it. I didn't get that grit right away. His first couple of sounds were just to the point and pure. And I finally got some grit on the word, I think, awaiting. And oh my God, it was so satisfying. Chance, I love your voice. Looking at the music and hearing the music, the rhythm of the song is not as simple as it seems. There are a lot of tied notes, and there are also a lot of emphasis on the offbeats or on the ands of certain beats. So let me go ahead and clap this rhythm for you all. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 4 and 1. That's how the very first part goes. Helplessly hoping her harlequin hovers nearby. Now, when you go and listen to Chance singing this, it sounds fairly simple and almost to the point. But when you actually dissect it and put it within a common time, you'll hear those offbeats and you'll hear and see the kind of difficulty within just this one little section. Helplessly hoping her harlequin hovers nearby. That's quite a few H's, and H's are particularly hard because they're just so greedy. They just demand so much more air. But there are a couple of ways that you can sing an H. So the first way you can do it is you can cheat a little bit and not say all of the H's in a very pronounced way. So you can try and go, helplessly open her harlequin hovers. That's one way you can do it. You'll notice I didn't put a strong or hard H at the very beginning of each word that started with an H. Now, the second way you can do it is actually really allowing a good amount of air to pass through your mouth as you're saying the H. Helplessly hoping her harlequin hovers. You hear how I really put a lot more effort on allowing a lot of air to pass through the H's in each word. Now that requires a lot more air, a lot more energy, and you really have to think about your overall line before doing something like that. Depending on the song, you might choose which one you want to do. You can do the first way where there's less H's, or you can do the second way where you're really pronouncing all of those H's. Now, for a song like this and this genre, I prefer the latter. Interestingly enough, I actually like the breaks within this melodic line that Chance did. So he took a breath before the word nearby.
Helplessly hoping her harlequin hovers nearby.
And I think typically I would actually prefer to hear that go all the way through and then take a breath after nearby to then say awaiting a word. However, The reason why I like the breaks in this particular arrangement is because I really like the reverb. The reverb in this, I think, is so fitting for the actual setting. It adds this extra layer within the space, and it makes the sound seem infinite. It just makes the sound and everything around you like it's lingering or going on for a long period of time.
Helplessly hoping her harlequin hovers nearby, awaiting a word.
I feel that prolonged effect with one voice and Chance's voice sounds so satisfying. That unison when Rob came in with Mr. Chance was so bomb. The beauty in this is the precision of matching all of the consonants, all of the vowels, all of the vocal fries, all of the breaths. That takes a lot of practice, and that just takes intuition, really. I did also notice that I think the last phrase, there was a stacking of air between the two, only to trip at the sound of goodbye. Now, if you notice in this one particular phrase, Chance took a breath on the word of. So he didn't sing that word, and Rob actually kept the sound going.
Wishing he could fly, only to trip at the sound of goodbye.
This is what we would call stacking your breaths so that there's a continuous sound. The way that worked out was you didn't hear any stopping of sound. Brilliant. Let's rewind a little bit to get into this new part.
He runs, wishing he could fly, only to trip at the sound of goodbye. Wordlessly watching, he waits by the window and wonders at the empty place inside. Heartlessly helping himself to her bad dreams, he worries. Did he hear a goodbye? Or even hello? They are one person, they are two alone, they are three together, they are for each other.
I promise we'll rewind. I promise. Man, there was a sick harmony. I've got to look up the lyrics. There was a sick harmony on the phrase to her bad dreams, he worries. I got to figure out what the heck is going on. Give me a minute, edit, and I'll be right back. Okay, yes. So the harmonies on the phrase to her bad dreams, he worries was such a beautiful surprise. The beauty of the surprise for me was within the middle line. So the middle line is singing, to her bad dreams he worries. That jump to the minor third, going from to her bad dreams, that jump to me was a beautiful surprise. That jump up to a minor third is actually dissonant to the higher note. The higher harmony is singing an A natural. So that dissonance with the middle note and the higher note was just a beautiful and pleasant surprise.
Heartlessly helping himself to her bad dreams, he worries.
Okay, so before I noticed there's a lot of H's at the beginning of the song, and now there's also a lot of W's. Reading the lyrics, wordlessly watching, he waits by the window and wonders at the empty place inside. I'm curious, songwriters, was this intentional? It's such an interesting way to paint the scene of a story. governed by the first letter within a word. If that doesn't make you say dang, that's some pretty good songwriting. We need to check to see if you got a pulse, because that is poetically so freaking beautiful. I love the consistency of all of their W's. They're all singing it using the first vowel within the diphthong. So if you check out my Chloe and Hallie Moon River, I believe, video, I talk in depth about the ways that you can say or sing a W. They have all chosen to say it in one consistent way. And I appreciate that, because I think it could be tempting for at least the lower harmony, which I believe Rob is singing the baritone line. I feel like it would be tempting to want to put some sort of glottal or vocal fry on at least the very first word. Wordlessly wa. But no, they're all starting using that diphthong, the first vowel. Wa. That's how you would say a W.
Wordlessly watching, he waits by the window and wonders at the empty place inside.
But that consistency is definitely something to pay attention to and something to commend them all on. Great job.
Oh, they are one person, they are two alone, they are three together, they are for each other. Stand by the stairway, you'll see something certain to tell you. Confusion has its cost. Love isn't lying, it's loose in a lady who lingers, saying she is lost and choking on hello. They are one person, they are two alone,
Beautiful.
They are three together, they are for each other.
Stop. No way. Okay. Homefree. Okay, I gotta say, the lyrics to the song are so good. I didn't grow up listening to the original singers of this piece. The songwriters, genius. So I was talking about how in the beginning they were using a lot of H's and a lot of W's. And now it seems like there are the use of homophones. They are one person, they are two alone, they are three together, they are for each other. Now he's using homophones to describe these individuals. They are one together, that's fine. They are two alone. Now, two would be in succession to they are one. Okay, now they are two. But also, you can hear it as a homophone as two alone, T-O-O, and not T-W-O, using an adverb. Then they are three together. I don't really understand that one. Maybe someone can explain in the comment section. And then finally, they are for each other. For in succession of three, but also they're for each other, F-O-U-R, F-O-R, for one another. Continuing on with these lyrics, there was something quite crazy going on the words. Confusion has its cost. Love isn't lying, it's loose in a lady who lingers, saying she's lost. Okay, let's break this down a little bit. Okay, let's start with the first phrase. Confusion has its cost. Now, looking at the music, this has the same thing going on at the beginning of the song. Remember when I was talking about how it may sound fairly simple, but on paper, there's much more going on than maybe what can be caught by the amateur ear. And that is the stress on the offbeats. Now this is really going on here in this one particular phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 4, and. Lots of beats on the ands, the offbeats of the measure. Confusion has its cost. To make this even more confusing, let's say, the last word of the sentence lands on an offbeat. That makes it even more a little bit confusing. I love that they use this offsetting rhythm on this particular sentence. Confusion has its cost. Now, continuing on with this sentence, the next phrase is, love isn't lying, it's loose in a lady who lingers. Did you guys hear the beautiful harmony on the word lying? I've got to figure out what the heck is going on. Hold up. All right, I figured it out. The beauty in this chord is on the word lying. Love isn't lying. Oh my God. And the dissonance is on this note. So this particular line goes, love isn't lying, it's loose. Everyone else is going in harmony with each other. That one note, lie, is off, not off, but is the dissonance within the chord. The chord is A, C, C, E. It's an A minor chord, but you've got someone in the middle kind of crashing through that chord and giving you a B, which doesn't belong in the chord. But my goodness, is it absolutely gorgeous. So the bass line is actually singing in unison with this line that is going to become the dissonance. Love isn't lie. That's the bass. Love isn't lie. He stays the same. The dissonance is going, love isn't lie. Do you hear that crunchiness? It's a major second apart.
Love isn't lie.
Now the other beautiful part within this line is when that dissonance holds through and then finally moves up and gives us that resolution that we're wanting to hear, going up to a C.
Love isn't lying, it's loose.
The last part, saying she is lost. I don't know what the heck was going on harmonically, but I got lost. Okay, so I figured out why I was so lost. Saying she is lost. That low D, that is what threw me off. And the reason why it threw my ear off is because it's the one note that is not within the chord, but it is the root of the chord for the next chord, which everyone lands on the downbeat. Essentially, what Tim's note is doing is Tim's note is foreshadowing the resolve that you want to hear before you hear the resolve.
Love isn't lying, it's loose in a lady who lingers, saying she is lost.
I don't know about you, but I just thought all of this word painting is so genius. I truly believe the pairing of the brilliance of the songwriting paired with Homefree's crazy talent for arranging, those two together, I feel, made an exceptional cover. This was absolutely breathtaking. I love the simplicity of it, but also the subtle complexity of it at the same time. If you liked all that you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and please, please, please comment down below what performance analysis should be next for Homefree. Lastly, make sure you check out my description box for ways that you can keep in touch with me, get access to exclusive perks such as Patreon, or take a voice lesson with me. I hope y'all have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!